Of course.
And welcome back to Talking Spit After Hours. We are your hosts, TJ Bay and Alan Poe, back once again with nothing but the latest and the greatest. We had a good half hour of some funny jokes and things that are going on in the world. My nigga, how you doing?
I'm doing good, but nigga, you trying to single a nigga out? I mean, like you just saying it like you on the podcast by yourself. Yeah, you can't just do it like you normally do and say we. You gonna mess up on that part. Yeah, that's
What
messed up.
what I missed. I went down and I broke it down. Welcome to Talking Spit After Hours. We're your hosts.
Nigga, you
T.
didn't say we at first. You said you, it was like it sounded like you about to say I'm your host.
Okay.
I was just
Oh,
trying to
I see.
say,
Nah,
nigga,
it's cool. Nah,
see
you know what I'm
now,
saying? Nah,
see
it's
niggas
cool.
niggas been developing a little bit now. You trying to, you see how Al trying to do it?
Right,
Yeah,
yeah. Y'all see?
you trying to,
Hey. I
he trying to
mean,
X a nigga
I
out.
mean,
Yeah,
if
already.
you really
Yeah,
want to, if you really want to talk to me, just talk to me face to face.
nigga. Okay, there
You
you
know what
go.
I'm saying?
But
Yeah. So I mean,
you can't X a nigga out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in this shit with you as well. Okay, so please, you know what I'm saying? Just keep the we. Is that cool?
it's cool, man. It's always we. You know what I'm saying? I was never trying to, excommunicado you. You know.
Okay, nigga. All right.
All right.
So nigga, I'm back. Yeah.
All right. Let's get back to it then, nigga.
All
Yes.
right.
So once again, this is the Talking Spit After Hours podcast with your hosts, TJ Bay and Alan Poe. Back once again, bringing you nothing but the latest and the greatest. T, what's happening in the world?
Doing good, man. I'm doing good, man. Thank you for I appreciate the, reintroduction.
Always,
That was
always.
so but yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. You know, it was a nice day. Went to work, got some good work done. Now I'm talking to y'all. Right now we live, but y'all gonna see us and re-record it. But anyways,
Yeah,
damn,
man. So,
nigga, I'm
um,
just rambling like a motherfucker.
nah,
Kid, why you ain't stopping
nah,
me, kid?
nah.
Like,
Hey, it's a
help
new
me out, kid.
it's a new format, and
Okay.
that's what I'm gonna do,
All
right?
right.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna let you, do what you gotta do, and I'll come in when need be. So yes, Nia Long is no better than any other female in this world.
Damn, he's gonna start out just like bashing kids, like,
But I'm not bashing Nia Long.
right.
My point is that okay, those who haven't heard, the Boston Celtics coach has been fined and semi removed,
He's been suspended.
suspended indefinitely for having affairs with a member of the organization, correct?
Yes. And this is not allegedly.
We don't know the full story, so
I
it,
don't, but so far, I guess we can
okay.
safely say it's not allegedly.
And I have no hate bash towards Nia Long. I'll get back to that. So let's get back to this real case. So why is this even being put out there?
Because it's a story, you get clicks. Yeah, fuck that shit.
But there are plenty of coaches who do more scandalous shit like that. And I think this is what I hate about the world as is today a little bit, because
Mm-hmm.
everyone wants to be relevant and have stories that are sensationalized to a certain point to where these are people's lives that you're putting out there,
Yeah,
but
that's
yet
why we're hearing about it. But go
right,
ahead.
but you're looking at it as like, oh, this is great content. No, not everything is content. To embarrass somebody is not content. Like our content was like a fight and you got beat up. So only that certain niggas who were at that fight saw you get beat up. But we didn't go around town like, hey, I guess we got beat up. You feel what I'm saying?
I do feel what you're saying, but apparently I will say this though. Um, when you say embarrassing somebody, there's only one person that's being embarrassed, and I mean he's like deserving of it, right? But we also need to know who the other person was involved with this. Not to be embarrassed or anything, but if you're gonna, like they said, like many people said, like Stephen A said, like Kendrick Perkins said, if you're gonna put Ime Udoka out there, you need to put the other person that did, the other half of the, faulty act out there as well. Oh damn, nigga changed. He put the dad cap on. All right.
I heard you saying. I heard you saying. No, no disrespect to any thought that you had about this. When I say embarrassing, I'm talking about those who did need to be involved. So, why did this story get out in the first place? All that,
Because
but
it
because
wasn't leaked. It wasn't leaked. It was told to the press that Ime Udoka will get suspended for a certain thing.
my question is, why is this story out in the press instead of like they could have said he's suspended for a year for doing something detrimental to the team's, uh, you know, code of conduct, right? But
All
why is
right.
it? Why is this made a story? Because he had an affair. Like, don't get it twisted, man. Like, affairs happen all the time. If you don't know that, you're pretty much blind to it. I just don't see why this is such a big story. And when I say victims, like Nia Long had nothing to do with this at all, right?
Right.
Which goes back to my first point. It's Nia Long, and I get it. There's brackets. We talked about this 2 nights ago. It's brackets, right? In high school, you have your, there's uh, a hierarchy in high school, so to
Mm-hmm.
speak, right? So you have your populars, semi-populars, yada 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 yada, right? And everyone is popular in their own field. So yes, Nia Long she's a movie icon. She's in Friday. It's a, she's a national treasure.
Okay. Yeah.
But
So just like, wait,
but what
hold
I'm
on, hold
saying
on,
is, but what I'm saying
uh,
is,
hold on. Let me finish root to that point. So just like Charleston White just said a few hours ago, then to half the world, then he's already a piece of shit.
so what do you, I mean, what do you say?
He said that he's a piece of shit because he cheated on, you know, Nia Long, and
But
she
anyone, I
was
mean,
a
but
national
anyone,
treasure.
if anyone's married, if you're married, then you took those vows in front of your family, and for those who have
But they
religious
weren't
beliefs,
married yet. But right, okay,
religious beliefs, right? So they knew that was her lady. They knew they were together, right?
yeah,
My thing is, once you get married, then it's all, there's no more. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's
There's no
your
more.
thing,
No, what I'm saying is there's no more creeping around and trying to get people, and you know what I mean, like trying to mac and have sex. Once you get
right,
married,
right,
now once you're married, if you have a discussion between you and your partner, and you guys figure, hey, well maybe we should yada yada yada, then that's between you two and your marriage, right? But what I'm saying is, once you get married, there shouldn't be any outside interference. High school, totally different.
okay.
Speaking of high school getting put on blast, the way this story has come about, it seems so familiar. It was 97, and I believe it was, oh yeah, sober grad night. We had got back,
Okay.
you know, got off the bus, minding my business, walked up the hill, you know, with our bags because we had to, pack a bag for, clothing after we, all that kind of shit. But,
Mm-hmm.
got back. It's like, oh, Al, they know. I'm like, who knows what? So at the time, I was dating two young females, and I was, of course, in high school myself. So we were all young, right? Not at one point was I dedicated, and I never said, "Hey, we're together." So just dating. But it took an outside force who was hating, who had nothing to do with anything, to bring that to light. So I say that to say this is the same situation with the whole Nia Long thing. It's like, why are you bringing this up to where everyone knows about it? And then again, why did you feel the need?
Because one, I'll just give you three examples. One, Udoka just took the Boston Celtics to the championship. Two, he is engaged to Nia Long. Then, like you said, one of everybody's little sweethearts from when they were boys and stuff,
Right.
because they're Friday. And the last one is because it was somebody up in the supposedly somebody, or not supposedly, like that, because I ain't treading water lightly, but is because it was a woman that was up, or we don't know yet, women in the association.
Right. Apparently, she was affiliated with the Celtics.
So that's why this came to the forefront. And it was to basically, I don't care, because it was to smear Udoka, because it's a big story, and it did what everybody thought it was going to do.
But
They're
why?
trending and they're talking about it.
But why? As you see me slamming on my desk. But why?
Because that's what these people thrive off of now. It's what is it? Being relevant. This story is like, it broke the internet.
So what happened? So there's more. There's no more keeping things internal.
No, not if you want to not if you want to be relevant, or you want to go viral, or if you want a talking point, and that's what it gives us. So we're
It
all
does.
doing this. You got to think about the plan behind this, because why, you're right. Why would you say this? Why would you say this if not for it to get out there so everybody knew about it? So it was a strategic move that was done by either someone in the Celtics organization or the Celtics organization as a whole.
Okay. So was dude salty?
Who?
The
Whoever
wife?
said it?
No, the husband of the wife.
Maybe. But apparently, like they said, it was once, it's been reported that one of the five starters on the Celtics also told somebody as well that, what he was, his, what is it? I want to find the word for this, about his escapades. And then,
In that case, Nick Young never should have been traded.
like, I mean, if you want to do hypotheticals and shit like that,
No,
right.
what I'm saying
Okay.
is like, okay, everyone, you need to start playing at a level playing field. You can't have this isn't Pokemon. This isn't Yungaro. What is it? You no Yurio. Is it Yurio?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh. This ain't Yu-Gi-Oh. You can't just pull out cards whenever you feel like it, my nigga. Like this is life. So if it happens to one person, expect it to happen to you. I'm tired of all. I'm tired of the. I'm tired of publicizing private moments. I think that's how I want to say it because they had no need to do that.
Man, all right. Yeah, they did. You sitting here asking the question, why they doing that? Why they doing that? See, that's what I be telling you, Gal, because, like, nigga, you always want to be philosophical and ask, wonder why the depth of every being is, thinking the way they think and shit like that, man. Motherfuckers, it's about money for one. It's about relevance. It's about social media. Like nigga, it's about smearing people. It doesn't matter. Like nigga, like this is why they put it out there. For one, Udoka ass just took the Boston Celtics to the championship, like I said. And the story behind that, what I'm saying, the head coach being in his first year, taking the Boston Celtics to the finals, and him cheating and, doing this weird, doing the shit that he was doing. Nigga, like whoever did that knew it was gonna break the internet. And nigga, that's why we sitting here talking about it right now. So kudos to her. Whatever you want to do, hand clap to that person because whatever they did and their targeted thing worked. So nigga, while we sitting here, while you sitting here wondering, why, people's private lives we put out there is like this is the day and age we live in now. So the whole point, how this could have been avoided though?
Shutting the fuck up.
No, not shutting the fuck up. Nigga, don't stick your dick in where it don't belong. That's it. What you mean?
But that's like, I mean, that's like a day.
Nah,
Hey, hold on,
no,
hold on, hold
no,
on. No,
no,
hold on,
no,
cuz. No,
no,
no.
no, nah, nah,
Listen to what
nah,
I'm
nigga.
saying.
I hear. Okay,
Listen
go
to
ahead.
listen to what I'm saying. And anyone who's an adult who they have kids, and if you can remember when you were once a kid,
But you ain't no kid now. You the Boston
listen,
Celtics head coach, nigga.
listen what I'm saying though. So you have an intimate moment, right? You do what you gotta do, and then you roll over and say, "Hey, you gonna tell?" Hey, I mean, that's what it is, guys. No, I ain't gonna say nothing. Not nah. You sure? Yeah, yeah, I got you, nigga. And the heat was on, nigga, because her husband probably found out what's going on.
Yep,
Yeah, I'm about to blaze it all up.
nigga. Well, you never know. We don't know. That's the part of the story we don't know. But off of pure speculation from seeing the reports and shit like that, what I am coming up with is, what I'm saying, my thought on the situation. And for one, if I just, like I said, if he would have just, what I'm saying, kept this shit like, nigga, I'm the head coach of the Boston Celtics. I ain't messing with none of you girls, nigga. Like, what I'm saying? Like, nigga, he wouldn't be in this position,
But
regardless of whoever the fuck wanted to leak, whatever the fuck. Like, nigga, you should have just stayed professional the whole time. Nigga, you was on cloud nine. I know people are really, he probably has women throwing shit at him and you know what I mean? Not fucking
right, right,
stones or anything, but he has women probably throwing shit at him. He used to be an NBA player, so you know how them niggas roll from what we heard, the reports say, you know what I'm saying? But nigga, if that's the case, like, what I'm saying, you knew this shit was about to happen because, like, nigga, your dick didn't belong where you stuck it. So, like, nigga, these are the consequences, nigga. That nigga lost it. Like, like you lost everything because of that shit. Cause, like, is that really worth it though? Cause, come on, cause, like, you used to just sit there and think about it. Cause if you was the head coach of a, what I'm saying, a prominent, you know, sports organization, would you do anything to jeopardize that position?
now.
That is it. Like you are a one percenter. Cause like nigga, that's a dream job for most niggas. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like whether regardless next to playing, but
I definitely understand what what you're saying. One thing that's not being spoken about, and yes, time to get deep, is that
see, man, I knew you was gonna do this shit. Cause it's basically cut and dry. Cause like nigga, he
Not,
fucked
not,
up.
not,
But go
not
ahead.
like. Well, no one knows about the private life, and that's what I'm saying.
Of which of who? Ime Udoka or just him in his as a in his relationship?
All those involved. So who knows the relationship with Nia Long? Who knows the relationship with this young lady? So
Right. True.
who knows what's happening behind closed doors, right? Like
Hey,
his life could be great, or it could be, not so great. And I'll leave it at that. And I'm not blaming her. I'm not blaming him. Maybe the honeymoon stage is over. Like they're not really feeling each other the way they thought they were, and so he stepped out. Now
all right. I'm gonna
I'm just trying to
let me let
I'm
me
just
let
trying to
me
be honest, and I'm
let
trying to
me
be 360 with it, all
okay, but
angles.
let me say something because I watched the video because and I did look this up a little bit. You know what I'm saying, for researching purposes, so I wouldn't be a fool when I said this. Um, so in your mind, when you're say you're dating a girl, right? You
Hmm.
don't know very much about her past, right?
Correct.
And you choose to date her. Then as you go along, stuff is real, stuff's good, or whatever the hell, what I'm saying, it's going good, whatever the hell. Then you come to find out, there's some little things about that woman that, you didn't know about. So like, she was dating this dude, dating that dude. Oh, she dated the homie that you know.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She was messing with your cousin, but you didn't know all this, right?
Right.
And then so it starts coming out to the forefront later on. And once you're down the line and you choose to get engaged.
Okay.
And so with saying that, because I did hear and I did have to look it up, Neil Long dated a lot of men in the industry, in basketball, in football. And so maybe Ime Udoka was like, yeah, like, he was just this started coming out like like because you know how you feel. Say if you was dating somebody and then you found out that she was messing with, like she had messed with your homie or something, you like like how you ain't gonna disclose that to me, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. I wouldn't even mess with you.
I,
So
I
the whole
can
point
definitely
is,
I can definitely hold on.
go ahead.
I can relate a little bit. You
You don't
know,
have to relate. Don't tell no stories. Cause I'm gonna
no,
finish my point.
I can relate as a human being. No one wants to give up information that they're not proud of.
Right. Okay. So with saying that, a few years ago, that a lot of that information probably came out to the forefront
Hmm.
in Meg and Udoka and Nia Long's case.
Right.
And so in his head, he's thinking like, God, like she slept with all the homies. But now it's since I've been with her for 10 years, we got a son and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? But I love her though, but she still slept with the homie.
Yeah. So I would think that if you had an inkling of that thought, that you should ask that question just to get it out of your head.
Right.
Although it was, 10 years ago, just to
But I'm just saying,
put yourself at ease. But see, the point is, was that information divulged? Did she answer that question truthfully, or did she be like, "Oh no, no, nothing
yeah.
happened.
So I'm just
Nothing
say this
happened."
right.
So,
So this
but
is
it's
what I'm just
like,
saying is we don't know what made him lead to this point. But granted, the way it looks doesn't look good. So this is what I'm saying. We don't know the whole story, but from what we do know, because it just looks bad. He's a piece of shit. Yada yada yada. And I'm not justifying anything that he's doing because he's engaged, and then
right,
going with another woman. That's not justifiable at all. But all I'm just saying is, like, we don't know what's leading up to this point because Like the dude, and we don't know how Nia Long is because she could be a straight. Yeah, it's like you don't know. So, but and I'm just talking, and I was just being, playing devil's advocate and shit like that.
Yeah, that was great.
So,
You didn't say it with your chest. So yeah, I appreciate that.
you can't. You got to
Hey, you
keep
know,
it G. Yeah.
right, right, right. All right. So keeping it G. That's
Wait,
it.
hold on. What's your conclusion on the situation then? Because we'll conclude this one and we'll head to the next topic.
I don't really think that relationship was as tight as it seemed.
Okay.
Because even I was confused when I saw her at the finals game. Like, what the hell is Nia Long doing there? I didn't know they were dating. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I sort of like, that's awkward. Why is she getting camera time, or why is she there at the game? Basically. So come to find out, I was like, oh, they're dating. Okay, that makes sense now. But I didn't know. So okay, they even all right. Check this out.
Hold on, now I gotta say the report though, because they
Check.
also reported that the broad was paying for Neil Long's travel arrangements and all that shit too. That when
Yeah.
he was cheating with Cass, so
Take care of my
that's why
finances.
she was at the games, Cass. That shit was crazy, Cass. Like,
No,
see the and I'm sorry to say this,
no.
Cass.
Okay, hold on. See,
Good.
that's another thing. So I can't say that there had to be one, but a conversation had to be had. If you know what I mean, if she's helping you move out,
Right.
you don't think that there was no conversation in between moving that those two had?
Nigga, that's why the women should be whoever did this or what women, whoever this is, should be. I mean, fuck it, nigga. You broke the story. Her name should be put out there because that shit looks that nigga. That behavior is just as ratchet as anything. You know what I'm saying? You can fucking like how you gonna pay for his fiance's travel arrangements, knowing you messing with the dude. You know what I'm saying? You're having her come out on your schedule and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He got a game. You know what I'm saying? He told you that or whatever the fuck you told him you was gonna be there on Tuesday. But you show up on the motherfucker got you showing up on Thursday and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like her name should be put out there because that's some trashy ass behavior. Cause
No, well, that's kind of what I was getting at. But it was like, you don't think at some point those two had a conversation about what's going on?
you mean that person in Nia Long?
Yeah.
Obviously not. Because if
No,
that was the case, then
or obviously it was
yeah,
had and it was kept under wraps, and then whoever found out on the other lady's end, they're the ones who leaked
that
that shit.
yeah, or 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 we don't know. This nigga, like you said, this nigga could be a straight creep, guys, and mess with woman. It was consensual then, and then he's like, nah, yeah, like nigga, I just won the championship. Give me that, cuz I want that again. So we don't know, man. There's more to come to the story. So I urge y'all, if y'all even care, just fucking wait and see what comes out. The only reason we care is because we cover the NBA and shit like this, and my Warriors just murdered the Celtics. And to me, I mean, granted, it is playing with people's lives and shit like that, and I'm not the sensitive type, so it's funny. And whoever leaked it and shit like that, you're last for doing that shit. Like, I don't know what you had in your head to think that, you know what I'm saying, that this wasn't gonna go viral or motherfuckers wasn't gonna be talking about it, but you knew what you was doing and you're last for that shit.